Hello, everybody, and welcome to this LinkedIn Live where we are going to talk about digital marketing. The world around us is progressively becoming more and more connected due to digital media. If you look at our country, today we are proud that our payment system, UPI payment system, is something which is the largest in the world. And I'm told that more than 30 countries want to adopt the same in their country. Now, with so many users of digital connectivity, if I may use, across various parts of our lives, it becomes imperative for us to understand this digital space and how to leverage our marketing around this. Before we start and before I introduce our guest today, I have only one submission to make to all of you who are listening to this live and those of you who may listen to the recording later on. Let us remember that digital marketing is a subset of marketing, which means that digital marketing is one of the methods of marketing your brand or services, and digital medium is one of the methods of connecting with your prospective customers or prospects. If keeping this in mind, what we emphasize upon is that unless your marketing strategy is factors in the digital marketing part of it, you will not be able to sort of get the maximum benefit. It cannot work in isolation, is what I want to say. Digital marketing cannot work in isolation to your overall marketing strategy. Before I introduce the speakers, I have a couple of requests to make. You can keep your videos off if you want to. However, you have to keep your microphone on mute. If you want to ask any questions, you please type it into the chat box that you want to ask a question, and we shall respond to it. If you want to ask a question, you just say, I want to ask a question. Then you can switch on your camera and your microphone to ask the question. So today I have with me a very young expert on digital marketing. I have realized that if you have to be an expert on digital marketing, you have to be young, like I am, very young. And it is possible to be an expert at a very young age, provided you take up digital marketing as a passion. It's my honor, pride, and privilege to introduce Shreyoshi De. She is a digital marketing expert, and let me read out the number of countries where she has clients to whom she is giving the service: Australia, UK, Germany, USA, the Caribbean islands, Canada, and of course, India. So the first thing that I want to conclude, that through digital marketing, you can give service globally from wherever you are. I have told you something about Shreyoshi. Let me begin with a personal question to her. Shreyoshi, first of all, thank you for agreeing to be with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Whatever background I know about you, you are a master's in microbiology from one of the most prestigious institutes in India. And then you moved to digital marketing. The reasons?
I think
what were your reasons?
Yeah, I won't say every, like most people in their early 20s scramble while figuring out what to do in the future. I was down that road too. So I did my master's. I came back from Vellore around 2019, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And I obviously I wasn't very elated towards pursuing microbiology. That's why I was trying to figure out something else to do. And one of my relatives, he was very kind to pitch me the idea of pursuing digital marketing because that was booming at that time. And it happened that Cambridge Marketing College just launched their PGDM digital marketing course around that time, and I thought, why not give it a go? So I enrolled, and I did my 1 year course. I joined an agency, worked there for um, about half a year, and then I pursued my freelancing journey. And I'm still learning. And, sir mentioned that I'm an expert. I am still
Great.
learning. Everybody has to keep learning. Nobody. I don't think I can call myself an expert, but yes, I have learned a lot in the last 3 4 years. Um, and yes, I'm excited to share whatever knowledge and experiences that I've gained along this journey.
Great. Thank you, Shashi. You know, you mentioned that you are not an expert. You are not an expert and you are learning. You know, the expert who stops learning stops being an expert. That's the
Exactly,
key.
exactly,
All right.
exactly.
And I'm glad you are pursuing the right track. So let me begin, Shioshi, by asking you for the benefit of the audience. Give us an idea of what's happening in this media space with a focus on digital, both in India and abroad. If you have any data to share, any
Yes.
slides to show, it would help the audience to understand. Let us understand the largeness of the entire digital marketing space, and then we will get into
Let me get to
more
this.
specific. Okay, while Shoshi gets ready, for the benefit of the audience, we have structured this into four distinct areas. First, Shoshi will tell us about what is the media landscape in India along with world data, especially in digital space. Then we will discuss each and every tool that we have for B2C digital marketing with some thoughts on what are the tips and tricks for each way method. What are the most important do's and don'ts? So that is the B2C part. Then we will have a discussion around B2B digital marketing for B2B business. We will have a discussion around how do you build your own brand using digital marketing, personal brand. And finally, if somebody wants to make a career in digital marketing, what are the aptitude and attitude that is required to be successful? Shoshi, it's all yours.
So this data that I'm showing you right now, it's taken from the Pitch Madison advertising report, and it shows that, like Sir mentioned and asked, that what is the digital landscape right now in India. So if we look at the 10 years report and see right now at how it has increased, and if you see right now in the year 2023, even though the traditional marketing channels, they are still dominating by 60%, but 40% is not a bad score because traditional marketing channels include print, television, radio, um, billboards, and
Cinema.
cinema, exactly, cinema, OTT, and whatnot. And if you see this, digital, the digital share is now 40%, and it is coming to very close quarters.
Okay. So the first thing that we must realize that digital marketing is here to stay.
Yes,
At the same time, non-digital media also is still 60% of the total market spend.
it is.
So they are also relevant. However, digital marketing cannot be ignored. Okay.
Exactly, like Sir mentioned, digital marketing cannot work in isolation.
Next.
So if you see the global advertising market in the last 3 years, you'll see that, uh, sorry, So in India, we are having 40% share for digital marketing, and then if we look at the global ADEX, you'll see they are leading by 73%. So they are already ahead of us, and we are getting there. And it has just the journey has just started for us.
Let me also add something. The more the advertising spend goes up on digital media, the
Yes,
more complex it will become in terms of media planning, media buying, and media exposure through the digital media. Because everybody
because
is trying to be there.
yes, it's becoming more competitive right now.
Right.
So
Okay.
the need to cut through the chaos is more and it's increasing by the day. So did you have anything else to mention here?
No, it's good. Please continue.
And we have different digital verticals. We have video, we have social, we have e-commerce, we have search, we have display and in-app ads. And if we see the distribution here, we'll see the 26%, the most of it is occupied by video. And if we look at our um, um, at our way of consumption on digital spaces, even as a user, you'll know that you consume video more than you consume any other form of content on digital platforms, be it social media, be it Google or whatever. We prefer consuming video content more, and the statistics show that. The data shows that.
You know what? We are becoming progressively more lazy. We
Mhm.
don't want
That
to
is
think.
that is one.
Video, actually, if you see, if you look at human the receptivity of information, there is a model. V is visual. I mean, we internalize information what we see.
Exactly.
A is audio. We internalize information which is audio, means through listening. And
Yes.
K is kinesthetics, where we internalize visual by doing something.
Yes.
Now, takes care of two of these three methodologies of internalizing information, visual and audio. So, therefore, video becomes very popular and important as a method of marketing on the digital media.
Absolutely, and that is a wonderful insight. And video also plays a very crucial role in understanding what is working for your brand. Now, every platform that has this video feature, like every platform has it. Right now, LinkedIn has it. YouTube was always a video platform. Instagram, Facebook, and there is this metric called audience retention rate, and that is a very important metric because you using that metric you can retarget your audience, and this is a very advantageous feature of digital marketing where you can remarket and retarget your audience, the segment of people who are already interested in what you have to offer, in what you have to say, and what you have to sell. So video plays a very pivotal role here, and not just in terms of consumption for marketers.
Let me
Yes,
let me draw your attention to another data on this chart. If you look at display and app spends,
yes,
it is 19% of the market share, but it's declining at the rate of
decline.
4%. Now, here you must understand one thing. I mean, a lot of brands take fancy, let us build an app for ourselves.
Yes,
Now, if you look at it from a consumer's perspective, app occupies space in your mobile phone because
correct,
typically you use it on the mobile.
correct.
And the apps which you don't use regularly, you will try to avoid downloading. If you
Absolutely.
look at the apps which we download, either to book an Uber or Ola, order through Blinkit or Instamart, order food through Swiggy or Zomato, banking transactions. So what I'm saying is app will work only if the consumer needs to use that app at a very regular frequency. Otherwise, if you think that you make a very fancy app and people will come and spend time there, it is illogical because people will only download the app if there is a regular usage. Otherwise, they will access the brand through website once through the website of the brand, do whatever they need to do and move out.
Exactly. There's another aspect of display and app in-app ads that if if you have observed that whenever you're scrolling through a blog or maybe an app, an ad pops up and it's
Right.
disruptive and it's irritating for the user, and that's why there has been a steady decline of display and app in-app spend.
Okay. Great. That's
That
another
is
insight.
that is another aspect of it.
You know what it leads to is whichever way you look at it, it is all about content.
Exactly.
Digital is only a methodology of delivering content. And if
Exactly.
the consumption of content is disrupted or interrupted, let me use the word interrupted by these type of ads,
Yes.
actually it is detrimental to the ad itself and the
Exactly.
content as well.
Exactly.
So
It
this is
depends
a
on
very
how you
important.
serve it.
Correct. Okay.
So, if we look at this data over here, Google India's gross ad revenue grows around 12.49% to 28,000 crore. This is the ad revenue, Google ad revenue from India itself. So when people talk about why we should invest in uh, search marketing and Google ads, this is why. Because people are on Google all the time. They search for everything on Google. They will look for reviews, they'll go to blogs, and they'll maybe go to some influencers video on YouTube. It's all on Google. And you actually teach Google your buying habits. And that's how the algorithm works to serve you the content, the ad, the offer, the product that you are interested in. And
Right.
that's why if you are a business owner, essential it's um, it's essential to market yourself, to put your offer out there, whether you do it through organic search marketing or you do it by Google ads. It's essential to put yourself out there. So
You
these
know,
are the
in this
yes.
in this context, let me just draw your attention to the chart. 1 year back, the gross revenue was 13,886 crores, which jumped to 25,000 crores and then to 28,000 crores. Now, that's no mean rate of growth, point number one. Point number two, in advertising, let me explain a concept of active search versus passive advertising. Let us take a non traditional media like print. Those of you who consume print in whichever manner, newspaper, magazine, or any other form, if not now, at least when you used to, you would recall that some ads appear and you flip through them. But then if you're looking for a job, you look for a job ad. If you are
Right.
looking for a tender to apply to, you will look for a tender ad. If you are looking for a car to sell or buy, you will look for the classified ad. So this is what is called a active search ad. Now, when the festive season comes, you want to buy the best of new clothes. At that time, you will actively search for clothes ads. That which means what? When you are looking for the ad, you are mentally alert, as opposed to a passive search, passive ad, where you are mentally not looking for it, so you may skip. I mean, another example, you are trying to find a house in a new locality. You have been going through that locality many times. But when you specifically look for the house, you see many things which you have never seen before, even though you are driving through that road twice a day. So it's all about the mind. And why does Google get so much of the money as opposed to the other media? Because Google is an active search ad, which means somebody who's searching for the service or product which your brand is catering to, that person has a requirement for that information. As opposed to if you see an ad in the Facebook in your feed, it may be relevant to you at that moment, not relevant to you at that moment. If it is relevant to you at that moment, it becomes like a search ad. So therefore, Google is galloping because we want, and Google's entire philosophy, if you read their history, is they realize that everybody knows what he or she is looking for, but they did not know where to look for. And Google just solved this problem of human beings by telling everybody that whatever you need to look for, come to me. And that is how Google has captured our mind space. So please understand this active search advertising versus passive advertising. So let's say if you are advertising for a hospital, and let's say you advertise about a laparoscopic package in your hospital, surgical package. Will a person looking at it say, oh, let me go and get the laparoscopic done? No. But if you continuously advertise on this in your social media, if somebody types that laparoscopic package in a hospital near me, the chances are that your hospital will get featured because of your digital footprint, the part of the search. And that's when it becomes very relevant. Okay, Shoshi, please.
Interestingly, that you mentioned that Google is a place where you search actively and it's a search media. Social media is also becoming a search media right now because people list their products on social media. People um, post videos about their products on social media, and keywords are being prioritized on social media. So if I'm looking for maybe gold pendant, something maybe something not of real gold, maybe something some junk jewelry, maybe for some casual wear jewelry for daily wear, I can go and search on Instagram and see who is selling these everyday wear jewelry on Instagram, who is also near me and who has great reviews. So social is also becoming a search platform.
Great.
So
That's a nice insight.
digital media is diversifying right now. So you have to understand your niche and see what's working on what digital media, and that's how you understand how to serve your message across all these platforms.
Okay. Next.
Now, YouTube. If you see the leading countries as in terms of audience size as of January 2024, you see India is on the top.
My goodness. By far.
Yes.
Twice that of US, which is the second best.
Yes.
And my experience suggests YouTube as a medium is often neglected by a lot of marketers. People look at Facebook, Insta, but they don't look at YouTube.
Absolutely. People
Shoshi, are
don't.
you there?
Yes, I'm there. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Of course. Please
Yes.
continue. So
People
you're
in
saying something.
B2C, business owners, B2C and B2B, there are ways to use YouTube in so many different ways. If you are a B2C business owner, you can create your brand videos on your brand stories, behind the scenes, the testimonials, your products. You can go live and sell your products on YouTube. There's so many things you can do on YouTube, and the options are huge. If you're a B2B business owner, you can share your industry insight, your perspective on the latest trends, and can host webinars and so many things to generate leads for your brand. So the opportunity is huge using YouTube as a method for uh, your brand promotion.
Okay.
So So if we are talking about Google as a search engine and YouTube as a search engine and as a digital marketing platforms, uh, as SEO comes into picture because if you are going for uh, organic Google marketing, there has to be some best practices. Everything cannot be listed down in one slide. So there are some key things that we should keep in mind. As in, if we are going for on-page SEO, we have to keep in mind that most people consume content on mobile. So if you are maybe creating a website for your brand, for yourself, make it mobile optimized. Make your content aligned with user intent. People post all sorts of things, maybe to make it more content heavy. Uh, Sometimes the content are not aligned. So the content alignment should be there. The mobile optimization should be there, and to build reputation or with SEO, with backlinks, with keywords. So these are some best practices of SEO. And
Joshi, just for the, sorry, I'm interrupting, just for the benefit of the audience, can you just dwell a minute on this backlinks? What exactly is it? Does it mean? How do you do it?
so backlinks, suppose I am I have a beauty brand and I collaborate with a beauty influencer. So if a beauty influencer is using my products and writing about my products, they can create links and they can post it on their website. So this builds reputation, SEO reputation. It's like being referred by uh, popular, maybe not so popular. It's about being referred by other websites or other people who are thought leaders or experts in the same niche.
So this can be done.
Yes, this can be done.
So do we have to talk to the other website owners to do this?
Absolutely.
How does it?
Yes, this works with consent. This works in collaboration. If the consent is not being taken, if someone just stuffs backlinks and creates a spammy website and puts all their links in one spammy little website, it's called a black hat technique,
Okay.
and this can lead to your website being banned. Google can blacklist your website if you practice black hat techniques.
You know what this slide emphasizes is the, then in a website there are three or four aspects. One part is the user interface.
Yes.
How does it look? Another is user experience. That means when the person is navigating through the website, how easy or difficult it is for a website for the person to navigate. Then there is a technology, which means the technology which runs the website, which means how quickly does the website load, how easy, how much, how less time it takes moving from here to there. If there are videos, how long time does the video take to upload? Those are the technology part. And the last but not the least and the most important is the technical part. Technical part is not about technology. It is about all this which she is talking of, which is about search engine optimization. As the name suggests, Google, what does it do? It finds what the consumer wants to find in microseconds, right?
Yeah.
So if you have the right words without stuffing it, and there are many SEO techniques. I mean, that will, in that case, we need a full day seminar. So if you don't have them, you are unlikely to feature in the top of the search. And if you recall, whenever you search anything, first two could be ads. Then there are top three which are non-ads but top of the heap. And after that, whoever is there, nobody remembers, nobody sees. So the important point is that the website of your brand has to be created in a manner where UI, UX, technology, and technical part of it, all four are taken care of to help Google find your website when somebody is looking for the type of services that your brand or product that you are selling. Are we clear? So this is the key message that I would like to give on this slide. Shioshi, please.
Now search ads as in Google ads and YouTube ads. So again, you have to research the relevant keywords. There are other aspects, there are key aspects for any ad that is copy and creative, and that is consistent throughout any form of advertisement, any form of a marketing campaign. But if we are going to technicalities, we have to keep in mind about the keywords, because there is something called keyword bidding, and there's a price for each keyword. The keywords that a company or a brand wants to rank for. Maybe if I'm selling uh, gold pendant and I want to rank for that, and every other competitor brand is competing for that, I have to my budget comes into place, and my ad relevance comes into place, my landing page speed comes into place, so everything works together to make your ads more successful, to get the best ROI from your ads. So yes, keywords is there because the keywords are the main component of your bidding strategy, but that has to align with all the other part of your ad. So
Please,
structure.
Shioshi, please talk about the negative keywords. People may like to have some clarity on this.
Okay, so if negative keywords are the keywords that you should type in or maybe include, so that uh, you don't get shown for those keywords. Suppose if I'm selling brown boots, I don't want to get like shown for maybe black
Black
dress,
boots.
black shoes, right? If I'm selling brown shoes, if I don't want to be shown for black shoes, so I have to exclude those keywords. Those are negative keywords. So that, like, we are spending money on these ads, so we have to cut out the irrelevance of it so that we can be shown to our relevant audience. That's
Great.
the concept of negative keywords. These are some tools, little tools that Google gives us so that we can be shown in the best way possible and we get the best ROI out of our ad budget. And of
Okay.
course, uh, analytics come into place, and it's throughout any kind of marketing campaign, any kind of digital marketing campaign, and it's digital marketing is so fascinating because you get to see the analytics in real time, and it gives you the insight to modify or maybe uh, optimize your campaign, optimize your messaging throughout
True.
throughout your brand promotion or throughout your campaign, and it will keep changing. It will give you new insights every day, and that's how it helps you optimize your brand and messaging and the way you serve content to your audience.
It is like we talk of continuous improvement program in life.
Exactly.
We talk of continuous improvement program in life. Digital marketing gives us that opportunity because of this analytics which it throws back at us. The challenge that I have seen is, people will say, I advertised in Facebook, कितना गंदा lead आया, 15 lead को तो call किया, कुछ हुआ नहीं. What we are forgetting in advertising when we do on hoarding or on newspaper or on television, there are millions of people who wouldn't even look at your ad, but you
Correct.
can never calculate that. Here, at least, there is a feedback that so many people were irrelevant to your ad. Just because we know it, we talk of being irrelevant, क्या होगा इसमें तो काम नहीं होता है, but that's not the way it works. So you have to be very clear that any medium of advertising, first step is to create awareness. And then it can lead to action provided many other criteria is fulfilled. That's a different chapter altogether.
Yes.
But the point is, one must be very clear that, and the other point which we must remember, that in order to create awareness, if I see a message once, I may not look at it. If I see multiple times, I'll suddenly realize there is a message which is coming back to me of a number of times, and then I may take notice of it. So this multiple opportunity for the person to see your message is possible only in digital marketing in a cost-effective manner.
Exactly.
On television, it is huge. Okay, next.
Again, if we come to the usage of Facebook globally, India tops again.
This is called demographic dividend, Hiroshi. 130 crore population helps us. And the more the digital data penetrates, this will only increase.
And Facebook Meta, if I must, is introducing so many features right now. There's Facebook Marketplace where you can list your um, items, you can list your home for sale. You can list whatever you're selling on the marketplace. There are Facebook Live. There's Facebook Live. There are stories. There are posts and photos have always been there. And working globally with clients, what I've seen is yes, there are Facebook pages to do business, but for personal branding mostly, I've seen my clients using Facebook, their own Facebook profile as a tool for personal branding because it's already populated with people who know you, who trust you. So it's a very lucrative place for personal branding.
It's a safe place also.
Exactly, it's a safe place, and uh, it's essential to understand the importance of each of these features that Facebook has. Yes, Facebook page does give you more insight, more um, data, but alongside, it's important to use your own Facebook profile as well, especially if you're creating a personal brand.
Okay.
Again, Instagram, India tops again.
In fact, Insta has caught up with Facebook, huh? 36 crores both.
Because Instagram is a place where youngsters mostly hang out. But if I've seen a recent data, it's coming to close quarter with Facebook, and there is a lot more consumption of video content on Instagram. Instagram has always been a visual platform, so the audience is more directed towards Instagram right now, and it's again a very lucrative place to promote your offer, to sell your services, to create your personal brand. And most of my clients do their personal branding on Facebook profile and Instagram.
Great. Okay.
So for Facebook and Instagram marketing, and I think it goes for other social media channels as well, social listening. Social listening is very important before jumping into social media marketing. It's important to um, kind of research and analyze what your competitors are doing, how your audience is reacting um, and responding to your competitors' message. Because there are various types of campaign brand creates throughout their whole marketing journey, and there are different ways people react to it, and sometimes things do get out of hand in social media. If I must give an example, recently there was this promotion, this awareness around cervical cancer, and this certain digital marketing agency, I won't take any names, collaborated with a well-known influencer, where this one day this post went out from that influencer's account that about her sad demise due to cervical cancer, and the very next day another post went out saying, you know, that she is still alive, and it was campaign for to promote awareness about cervical cancer and the importance of getting HPV vaccine for young women. And it was an outrage.
Yes.
It was an outrage. And there were various responses to it. Some mostly angry responses, and the uh, agency came out with another post saying, "Yes, this was our fault, but in all fairness, see how much uh, awareness it has created, and look at the search results, and people are looking for more information on HPV vaccine and cervical cancer." But again, it was an outrage. It hurt. It had hurt people's sentiments, and there's a very thin line that one should understand, that you need to create some boundaries. There are some ethics that you should keep in mind in whatever media you're using to promote your brand message. So social listening is a key thing here, and you have to understand how your brand is reacting. If when your audience, when your competitors audience are happy with brand promotion of certain campaign, when are they getting angry. So you have to really analyze that before jumping into creating your messaging, and you have to constantly do that throughout, so that to not only maintain the ethics, to put your brand in the best light possible.
There are two ways of getting noticed. Either you become famous or you
Yes,
become infamous.
infamous.
Both ways people will know you. So what
Yes,
Shioshi is saying is, let's not take the infamous method of becoming known.
right, correct,
Like one of the biggest stars in Indian film industry who endorses many brands has only one thing to tell the advertising agencies: take off anything that you want from me except my trousers. Because that's where you draw a line. Somewhere you draw a line. I'm sure if that gentleman takes off his trousers, millions of women will faint and crores will notice it. But that's not the idea. The
correct,
idea is it is not about attracting attention, but that's the first step. But after the attention, will it be positive for your brand or not positive for your brand? That is the key question to be asked. And the example which Shioshi just now gave, all of us are aware of it. We cannot name it because we are on a recorded conversation. But it was, quote unquote, a publicity stunt
exactly,
for the influencer. And it did, even though it may have generated more eyeballs, more searches, what it does to the brand image and the brand health is something which cannot be measured immediately. It can be measured only on a period of time. So it is not about the end, it is about the means to the end, which is very
right,
important. That's the key message which Yoshi is trying to give through this example.
exactly.
Shoshi, we have to speed up a bit because I think while the audience is engaged, but let's try and keep it this
Yes.
faster.
So yes, and the key thing about social media marketing is people forget that it's a social platform. People engaging with your content are still people. You have to engage and foster a relationship with your audience, especially if you're building a personal brand, and uh, whatever brand you're building, especially maybe with personal branding, you have to kind of foster a relationship with your audience and create a community. And if I'm going towards technicalities of social media marketing again, optimize your content formats. uh, I like people do not want to consume a long form content in a landscape format. So optimization content is essential here. And whatever I don'ts are there, I've already mentioned in example. It kind of summarizes the entire thing. So I'll just move forward.
This
Yeah,
ethics is
ethics.
the important point. Ethics and analytics. Let me give an example. We have just started a campaign on Facebook for one of our clients, which is a nursing home in Bihar. They are offering free OPD consultation at a certain point of time. So the Facebook, my colleague who has set up the campaign, has taken a 30-kilometer radius for this campaign. So we are going to run it for 2 days and we'll see what is the type of leads we generate. Then I have said, reduce it down to 10 kilometers radius because in this summer, people may like to come, but they can't from far. See which gives you better mileage in terms of leads. And if it is towards 10 kilometers, next 2 days could be 15. If it is more towards 30, next 2 days could be beyond 20. So the point is, through experimentation using analytics, you can fine tune your communication and media planning accordingly.
Right. Again, if I'm talking about social media marketing, influencer marketing comes into place. So if you're going for influencer marketing, look beyond the reach. Look for influencers who are relevant to your brand and keep it authentic. Authenticity is the key here. Everybody will promote your content for uh, the remuneration you give, but yes, keep it uh, keep in mind what this influencer stands for. So that is the key here.
You know, this is a very, very important point Shoshi is trying to make. The influencer should not be seen as a propaganda person for your brand. It should appear that the influencer himself or herself is talking about your brand in a context in which the person influences others.
Exactly.
So, for example, if a person is an influencer on the education front, he cannot pick up a book and say, "This is the grammar book I have read always. Look at it. This is what it." So they should never talk in that context. They should speak where the grammar book which you want to promote fits in seamlessly in the content that the person is creating.
Right.
That
Right.
is when the impact will be more. Okay.
WhatsApp marketing.
Ah,
WhatsApp marketing, sadly, India has not leveraged that much compared to the other countries. But what the key thing that I see that people go wrong with WhatsApp marketing is WhatsApp marketing is a lead nurturing channel. You cannot spam people with your message blast or broadcast message. You have to have people giving you consent into giving their numbers, and then you promote and nurture those audience with your maybe promotional discounts or new launches. But WhatsApp should not be a medium to spam people, which as a user and as a marketer I've seen most brands go wrong there. You have to have their consent before sending them messages and use WhatsApp as a nurturing channel.
absolutely.
So this here I have summarized the entire point here. There are tools to send out messages to your customers, connecting with WhatsApp API and everything. That is the technical part of it. But as a whole, use WhatsApp marketing as a lead nurturing tool.
Okay. Come on, Shoshi, please come on.
Email marketing, all the other channels of marketing, social media marketing, you don't own those audience. When you're sending emails, the email list you have, the people you have in your email list, you have earned those audience. Just like WhatsApp marketing, you have earned those numbers with consent. Email and email marketing has been there for a longer period, and it has statistically it has generated ROI more than any other channel because those are already your warmed up audience. They have already moved down the funnel. So it's essential to use email marketing as a key component in your content funnel or marketing funnel.
Okay.
Again, email marketing, there are so many automations right now with email marketing. You can segment your audience based on who has just joined in, and somebody if somebody has added something to the cart and they have not purchased it. So email marketing gives you so much opportunity to segment your audience and send them customized messages, which of course all can be automated. And this is the most amazing part of digital marketing. So much of the tasks can be automated here, and all of these tasks are revenue generating tasks. So with email marketing, you can segment your audience according to demographics, interest, behavior. So use email marketing as a key and essential piece of your marketing practice.
Please note the don'ts on this slide. The subject line, Shioshi, can you go
Yes.
back?
Don't
And
make
the
sure
second
something.
one,
Yes.
and second is the cramming of offers. Make one offer per email.
You cannot confuse your audience.
True. So that's the key. That subject line should not lead it to spam. One. Second, the offer, one offer per email. Great.
Correct.
Let's move on.
I think we have
Yoshi.
covered most of the B2C marketing aspects over here. Uh, so if you can shed some
Okay.
light on the B2B marketing channels.
Okay. So B2B, how it is different from B2C, let us first understand that. The universe of a B2C marketing is much larger than a B2B marketing. For example, if I am an automobile component manufacturer, I will be looking at an automobile company to buy my products, right? I will not be relevant to a, let's say, clothes manufacturing company. So the first of all, the universe is much more sharply defined. A. B. The decision making often doesn't reside with one person. Now, if you have to sell a T-shirt, the decision making may lie with the person who will wear the T-shirt and maybe an influencer in terms of a child or a spouse or a parent who will help the person to decide on the T-shirt. In a B2B marketing, that may not be the case. While the purchase manager may be the person who will finally issue the purchase order to buy the product, there could be steps in the hierarchy who will do the due diligence and do the final approval. So what is important in B2B marketing is awareness about your brand, about your services, about your product, or with people who matter in decision making in B2B. So, for example, if your brand has been placed to, let's say, the MD of a company that we must buy this component from company Y, if the has some idea about company Y through this B2B digital marketing, you say, oh, company Y, I have read about it. These are the good points about company Y, etc., etc. And then that becomes decision making becomes easier. So in B2B marketing, we believe that YouTube, LinkedIn, and email marketing, these three are the primary mass media marketing, along with business WhatsApp. Facebook and Insta works depending on the category that you are using for B2B marketing. For example, if I am a book publisher, I want to sell it to schools. So that is also B2B marketing. There, Facebook and Insta will have a greater role to play than, let's say, if I have to sell a pump. So the B2B part, people often mistake. So B2B, the bigger mistake we make is in B2B, more than the brand of pump, it is the corporate branding which works more than that. Because unlike, let's say, if you take a Hindustan Lever, their brands are brands in themselves, a Surf or a Lux or whatever it is. But in a pump manufacturer, there are five types of pumps, A205, C207, with different functionalities. And each pump cannot be branded. But it is KSB pumps, for example, the company which is making pumps, that branding becomes very, very important for B2B marketing. And B2B marketing, of course, there are other methods also. There are trade portals where you can list your brand
Right.
and people will generate inquiries from there. But the key to those inquiry management is that the inquiry, as soon as it is generated, has to be connected. We have seen with some of our clients that we, as a test case, have generated an inquiry on the client. Some other competitor has called us before the client called. So speed of action is very, very important when you are advertising on trade portals. B2B, another big area of marketing digitally is, a lot of these B2B brands participates in exhibitions, trade fairs, and things like that, which is a restricted audience. How do you create content from those participation, which you amplify through your digital media? Important B2B digital marketing. So let's say you have gone to a trade fair where there is an industry expert talking on particular subject. Take a small video, edit it, and put it on your website or on your LinkedIn that, see, this is what I learned from this conference which I had attended. B2B marketing, content created by participation. So the important point, the B2B has another very big area is customer education. How do you talk about the technicalities of different brands? Let me give an example. Let us say you are in the forging market. You know what is forging? Forging is where you hit metal and hammer it to a particular shape. It is a high precision components are made through forging. All right. Now, forging has lot of technical part in terms of how do you get a forging which is close to what people want. Now, talking about it doesn't mean that as a forging company you are only doing. Other forging companies may also be doing it. But who talks first is remembered and associated with that technology. It is somewhat like Maggie talking about the 2 minute for making noodles. Every noodle takes 2 minutes. But it is Maggie who harped on that initially, and therefore any instant noodle first mind is Maggie. So it is all about talking technology, process, quality assurance, many such areas which the B2B customer looks for, and you have to talk from your platform, how you are doing it. When you are saying that I am doing this, you are not saying my competition is not doing it. You are saying I am doing it. That's the key. Because this is the way you can differentiate between B2B. Shoshi, time is running out fast. Let's move to personal branding. You have mentioned about Facebook, Insta, etc. while talking about personal branding. Anything else that you would like to add to personal branding? Then after you speak, I will add few things. You are on mute. What happened? She cannot unmute herself. Okay. Let me while she gets herself unmuted, let me talk about it. So the foundation, the fundamental thinking that on which personal branding is there is that each one of us, all of us who are here, each human being is a brand in himself or herself. That is the first philosophy. My experience suggests that people somehow think of branding only in terms of being famous. No, I am not famous, but I am successful. I am my own brand. And if you see each one of us, what does a brand have? Brand has a name, brand has a value system, brand has a way of expressing itself. So all of us have that. So if we do not, first, you have to believe that I am a brand. Then only you can brand person. First. Second, the brand always talks of what it can do for the customer. It also talks of what it cannot do for the customer. That is when the brand becomes believable. Let me give an example. You will find these international brands which have this floor cleaner. When they show the visual representation, they don't show that 100% of the germs are gone. One or two are left because that's the reality of life.
Yeah.
So you have to be truthful and you have to be clear as to how you want the world to look at you as a brand. And in this, I am reminded of a Hindi kahavat, Kauwa chale hans ki chal, which means the crow walks like a duck. A crow can never be a duck. Crow can be a better crow. Crow can be the best crow, but crow cannot be a duck. So one of the important points about personal branding is don't try to be what you are not. Because then you are not living your own life. You are living the life of what others want you to be. And that's what the challenge is with most of the film stars. They cannot reconcile to the fact that once their active acting career is over, they are not as good looking as they were when they were acting. And they are unable to age. So if you look at Mr. Bachchan, see how he has taken his personal branding. I mean, he has remained relevant throughout his journey of 80 years. And that's the key. Mr. Bachchan cannot be a Dharmendra, who has been his co-actor in many films, because he has to be with Mr. Bachchan. And once you have decided this, then you have to choose the platform. Whether it's Facebook, whether it's Insta, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's YouTube, or a combination of all. We are one of our clients, I'm naming the person, Vivek Bajaj. He's the founder of a brand called Stockage. He has posted on LinkedIn day before yesterday that he was traveling through Mumbai airport. One of the security guards called out to him and said, Vivek, sir, you were shocked to find that he's celebrity. I mean, Vivek. He says that that security guard said, sir, मैं आपका YouTube video देखता हूँ stock market पर. So now Vivek Bajaj wanted to position himself as a stock market expert who is demystifying stock market for the common man. So all his efforts on YouTube has been that. And look at the result. A security guide obscure in a Mumbai airport recognizes him as a stock market expert. This is about personal branding. You have to be singularly focused and you have to decide which is the medium. Let's say Vivek, had he remained only on LinkedIn, would that security guard have recognized him? No, because the security guard is not on LinkedIn. A Janta is not on LinkedIn. On the other hand, somebody like me who's trying to look at a consulting and training practice, for me, LinkedIn is the best platform to build my personal brand because that's where my target audience lives. So those of you and all of you should consider your personal branding and decide what you want to be known as and known for. And based on that, choose the digital medium that you will use to build your brand. Shoshi wanted to say something.
Exactly. The key here is being authentic and relevant because people do business with people they like.
Very good point. Excellent. Being authentic and being relevant. And the point that people do business with people whom they like. I think that's the important point. You don't want to build your brand to be disliked.
Exactly. And the thing that you mentioned, sir, that people try to imitate others, and people don't realize that their own experiences, can be relevant to so many people if only they put it out on the platform. I think
Right.
personal branding is about that, to share your own experiences and not to imitate others. And that's why people do business with people they like, because it forms trust. If you're
Correct.
sharing your struggles, if you're sharing a pain point, people will relate to that.
Correct. All right. Shoshi, time is running out. We are already 4 minutes over our announced time. Last question to you. You moved from microbiology to digital marketing. If somebody wants to build a career in digital marketing, it's not about the qualification that I want to talk about, the certification. What is the attitude and aptitude that the person should have to make a successful career in digital marketing?
If we are talking about aptitude, yes, you need a creative flair. I will like that can be nurtured, and another thing is analytical thinking. Those are the aptitude part of it. And another thing
Attitude.
is you have to be a student for life, and it's not just about being keen about marketing. You have to be fascinated by marketing, and there is so much to explore. You have to keep learning, you have to keep digging, and that's how you become a person who can do something in this space.
So are you saying that if you want to become a digital marketing professional, you need to be a digital media addict, digital medium addict to learn more
Yes,
from digital medium?
if I must, yes,
Right.
yes.
Because that's the easiest and most cost-effective manner of accessing knowledge today. And virtually anything and everything is available on the net. All right. Thank you, Shiroshi, for such a thoughtful discussion. Let's open it up for questions. I can see somebody has mentioned something in the chat. Let me see what is it. Uh, I have been muted. Shiroshi had it. Anybody has any question? You can ask. Switch on your camera. Switch on your
I
microphone and
do.
ask.
I do.
Please,
To
please.
Shreyoshi in particular, simply because she's in this day in and day out. But in fact, I have listed down 11 questions, but don't get scared. I will maybe ask only two. Because firstly, congratulations, Shreyoshi, on a lovely job done. Because I was hoping to be, just sitting on the side and listening, but I kind of took more active interest. So, uh, so my first question to you, Shreyoshi, is this that see,
I cannot hear you.
you can't
Huh?
hear me.
Now I
Now
can.
you can hear.
Okay, so let me just switch on my video because it's little difficult talking to a screen without a face. This is what DP taught me. Okay, most of what I've learned is from. So am I visual or
You are visible. You are audible. You can talk.
okay? Good. So now with the audio visual media on my end, Sriyoshi, it is a very known fact, and it's no point running away from it that whatever US is doing today, India will follow. My very big thinking point after your presentation is we've seen India taking a huge leap, in fact, I guess double in terms of YouTube viewership. I am not worried about Facebook because Facebook, I guess most of us know the reasons why Facebook people are dropping by the side. It is increasingly becoming known as a medium for aunties and uncles. Well, I understand that. What is the US's current passion is, because why is it that US is so far behind India? That means they are investing more of their money and share of time, if I may put it that way, to something else. Any ideas on what that could be?
From my experiences and the clients I have worked with,
Hmm?
they do focus on a lot of in-person events, and along with they never isolate any particular channel of marketing. They prioritize in-person events, and they'll go for retreats and um, um, conventions and conferences. I have seen that has been my experiences with my clients, that they prioritize in-person events and really bonding.
Where a more of a face to face with
Yes,
the direct
absolutely.
audience possibilities there, that is more the priority. Or
Exactly.
possibly more not no longer like carpet bombing. I'm like, like
Yeah.
advertising in the dailies nationwide is kind of a thing of the past. Now for this, coming to my second question, which is very linked, do you believe, I mean, I personally believe that going forward, the integration, especially in platforms like the OTT, is going to be the biggest competitor in this space.
Mhm.
So, is there really a fight, or is it a hand in hand? Are we also calling advertising on the OTT platform or some kind of an edit integration as we know it? Is it also a part of digital media, or it is a complete competition to digital media?
I think it's a
Advertising.
part. It's a part of digital. It's a part of digital media. Of course, it's a part of digital media. We are streaming it. And yes, of course, it's a part of digital media right now.
Okay.
Okay, let me answer that question for you, Gandhi.
Okay.
See, OTT platform, if you look at their business model, their model is from subscription revenue,
Correct.
right? And they are investing heavily into content. If you look at all the top Hindi movies, which are the big crore, 100 crore plus Hindi movies, there is this digital rights which is being purchased by Netflix, Amazon, and such
Correct.
people.
Correct.
So their basic model is subscription, right? Because two reasons. OTT is a more of a personal viewing medium in the sense I will watch when I want.
Correct.
Right? So it's very as opposed to a television which you often watch with friends, family, etc. etc.
Sure. Yeah.
And when it is a personal medium, the minimum intrusion of ads is what is key requirement to keep the audience with you.
True.
Now,
Yeah.
those OTT platforms which are not charging the subscriber and is showing content free are actually irritating the audience with the ads. Right?
So what
The
you're saying is,
problem,
okay. Sorry. Yeah.
I'll just complete. So, is that, won't there be any ads? Yes, there will be ads. Where? It will be at the beginning of the program, maybe two ads priced very high. And
Correct.
it will be somewhat like a YouTube non-skippable ads, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, not more than that. You can't run a 60-second TVs. And there will be like you have this interval in a movie. There will be at certain interval point of the movie, there may be a two more ads.
Which I can't skip.
Beyond that, there will be no advertising on OTT platform. Here, one of the things that you must remember that advertising is also content for the viewer. It is also a part of the content consumption for the viewer because we get to know about many things through the advertising that we see. And that is why you will see that if you look at a cricket IPL telecast, between 2 overs, two ads slip in. And you don't mind, you don't run away, you don't skip, and you enjoy the ads. Like, for example, at this moment, the Dream 11 ads, which is coming on, because it is very
Very
humorous, it
relevant.
is,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there are multiple variety of the same ad, and therefore people are getting engaged. This is what Hutch did with the pug, the
Yes.
Vodafone did with
The
the
Zuzu
kudus.
also. The Zuzus at a later
Zuzu.
point in time.
So it's about content. Advertising is also content that cannot be forgotten. But overdoing it is what makes it an irritant.
Correct.
So that is how I think the OTT will. In fact, in OTT also there will be a shakeout. After some time, you cannot sustain an OTT channel. You need deep purse pockets to really sustain because it's all about content. And look at
Yeah.
the production which these foreign channels are doing. They are as good as a movie. Amazing.
Yeah. True.
Okay, next.
Next is
Next
something from a
question.
very
You're done with
personal
the-
experience, and I will end it at that. Oh, am I not allowed? Then it's okay. I'll take it up personally.
Please
I'll say
continue.
it. Okay. This is because of one of the
Yeah.
slides which was on influencers. Now, this I'm speaking from a very deep and personal level of work experience while I was in Mumbai with influencers. This is just an observation, it's not a question. And influencer, according to me, is a huge bubble, which already a bit of the bubble burst had happened during the COVID. Even today, like as I'm talking, one of my other projects involves me, figuring out influencers and making them do this and that. Uh, how do we deal with this absolutely, I would say 75 to 80% fake industry where I know how to jack up my engagement rate, right? If I know the calculation behind engagement rate, I can easily spend some money, increase my likes and whatever it is, comments in the, in the first 15, 20 of the latest 15, 20 posts. And I show a tremendous engagement rate and you pay through your nose and you appoint me to do something. And then I don't do it. So I am really failing to understand why big brands are still not awake to this fact that influencers spend largely, unless it's an influencer of a mega level, is a complete wastage of money.
Right. In fact, Shioshi has answered and addressed this point in the presentation. What she said is, don't go only by reach and engagement. Second part is engagement of the influencer. But I think what is key is to understand the brand fitment of the influencer with your brand.
Yeah, I take
That
it.
is where people are actually missing out. Now, there are two things. I'll just add my perspective. People think that influencer has to be from the same industry in which you are marketing.
No, that's not correct. Correct. I agree. They need not be.
Need not be. What you need to think of is who is the target viewer of the influencer.
Yeah.
And if those viewers are relevant to you,
Sure.
then you should look at the influencer. I can tell you from one of the brands with whom we consult, I had sort of forced the digital marketing agency to look at an influencer who is known for her recipes and has a following to
Yes.
talk of the jewelry that we are talking of in the brand. And so you said, how do you know whether it's fake, genuine? So if let's take this example, a person who's a recipe-based influencer will have recipe virtually every day.
Correct.
And the person will have some recipe which is original to that person and not a copy paste of
Not a
something which
copy
is
paste.
already available.
Yeah.
And then if the person has followers, then that's a genuine influence.
Yeah.
And the jewelry had to be integrated in a manner saying that, see, you all know that I keep time spending in kitchen and this thing. So when I wanted to buy a jewelry, I wanted to go to a showroom where I can see many, so that in a short time I can choose which I like and go back to my kitchen. So this integration of what she is doing on the digital platform with the brand whom she is trying to promote through influencing, this bridge is often not thought through.
Also, there's another easy another way of looking at this influencer. I am expecting, on an average, Indian audience wise, there will be a lot of mothers who are watching
Right?
and following her recipes. Now, if I am a
Right?
mother of a child and I'm seeking a new school or I'm seeking university admissions, then this recipe person, the food blogger, is also the correct platform to do education based ad, where there is zero
Exactly.
connection between food and education, but audience is the
Brilliant.
same.
So therefore, I'm saying digital marketing is only a method of reaching out. What we are discussing in the last few minutes is marketing.
Correct,
And
always that.
marketing is all about brand and consumers. That's the key which people miss out. They get so fixated by Facebook or Insta, they
Yeah, right.
forget what to be done for the media.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. You can ask the other 8 questions also.
No. I don't want to keep everyone, but I'm just totally okay. We will take it up some other
All
time.
right. So
Thank you,
please switch on
Shreyas.
your cameras, everybody, please. And Darshan, please click a photograph of all of us who have attended. Please switch on the camera. Gargi, I request you to remain on the camera. Please,
Okay.
please, so that we can. So anybody wants to give any feedback as to how did you find it? Was it relevant, irrelevant? No, was it uh, something which has benefited you and things like that? Any comments? All right. Darshan, have you taken a click? Yeah. Prithvi can also take one so that there is a second person. All right. Thank you. And you have to work a lot that I could make out to prepare for this session. Hopefully, people who have attended and or people who see the recording of this program will benefit from the program. Let me ask, I can see Aditya on the other side, Kavya's screen. Aditya, would you like to unmute yourself and say something? No?
Sir, it was an insightful digital marketing thing that we didn't knew earlier. Like their growth rate and everything else.
Right. So there is much more to digital marketing than just taking photos and posting it on Facebook. Right? All right, great. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening, and we will see you whenever we are doing the next LinkedIn Live. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.